Hi and welcome to a new vlog episode. This is the February episode of the Crochet Along With Me vlog, where I show you what I've been up to during the past month and what projects I finished, what works in progress I have, and I invite you to share the same with me in the comments. And I also invite you to pick up a crochet project to work on while I show you what I've been doing during the past month. During each episode, I read a comment from the previous episode, and today I will be reading Top Dez's comment. Your designs are beautiful and a pleasure to work with. Please publish your knit version of the bandanas. I have the Tunisian Ostzee pattern and would love to try the knit Baltic Sea version. Thank you for all the beautiful hard work you do for us to create these works of art. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. And yeah, the bandana pattern in knit is coming soon. I just have to publish it. And I have another pair of patterns that are coming soon. And speaking of bandanas, during February, I published 2 patterns for bandanas. One is Tunisian crochet that I showed you in the last vlog episode. And one is knit. And I also made a short where I asked you if you like the Tunisian crochet version more or the knit one. So it's almost the same pattern. It's not exactly the same. The differences are here on the edges and then at the top of the bumps of the hearts. And of course the fabric is different. The Tunisian crochet is much thicker and a bit more stiff. But I like both of them and I hope you like them too. So these were 2 finished objects and finished projects for February because I published the patterns quickly to make these available for Valentine's Day if you're into that. And in February I also finished this project and wrote up the pattern so that I could publish it because a lot of people wanted to try this Tunisian crochet lace pattern. I think it would look very nice in a sweater, so that's on the books for the autumn maybe. I still have 1 ball of this yarn left, so I was thinking maybe to make something narrow, like a small scarf, but not a long one. Just something cute that you can tie into a bow and wear as an accessory for spring or autumn. Also in finished projects, I published the daisy shawl pattern. And now I'm sharing the tester projects on social media, and you can also see all of them on Ravelry if that website is accessible to you. So this is a regular crochet shawl. And I showed you the whip I had last month. Also regular crochet, the Semper Vivum shawl. I finished that one and I already packed it up to send it to Berlin. And I forgot to keep it out so that I could show you, but I will insert here a short video and some photos of the finished shawl. This one will be a sample that will live in the yarn shop from Sparvole, where I got the yarn from, and they will have custom gradient cakes. If you want to make this shawl in some custom colorways that I created together with them. So I made the gradients using the colors of yarn that they have available, and they created the cakes. And if you're in Europe, you will be able to get the yarn and the pattern together, so there will be a kit. I really like how the project came out and the very smooth gradient, and I feel a bit sorry that the shawl will not be with me, but as you can see I have a lot of shawls to choose from if I want to wear any, so that's okay with me. I would rather that this will go to Berlin and live in the yarn shop, and many people will see it hopefully and will be curious about the pattern and all the other patterns that are related to it. Now I'm actually thinking of starting another similar design, but with the lace looking like the middle of a sunflower. If you know what I mean. That one is still in the drawing the pattern stages, and I will share more when I have something. And of course that will be in the same series of patterns as the daisy shawl, the marigold, and the morning glory shawl, and the sempervivum. In news related to shawls, this one came back from the UK. So if you remember last year, the Crochet Now magazine published my Plumaria Caplet pattern. This is Tunisian crochet, and I want to write it up in my own terms and publish it as a PDF, and now I have the sample back with me, so yay. I will let you know in an email update when the pattern is out and you can get it independently if you no longer have access to get the magazine. I have one more finished object to show you from February, and it's this very pink top. Look at the back. I made the back have a very deep scoop neck, and the front has shaping. So this is right at the bottom of the bust, so that there is space for the bust, and this part at the bottom is frilly and ruffly and cute and looks almost like a peplum, but it's a bit shorter. So this is a project I've been working on during the past 2 weeks. During the past 3 weeks, I found this yarn in Aldi, of all places. It's mercerized cotton, so it's a good quality cotton yarn. I don't know, I needed to have it, and now I have this cute top, which is perfect for summer, but it's a bit cold for me to show it right now, and I was not able to take photos yet, but I will take some photos in the spring. Made with a 5mm hook, not very easy because it is cotton, so you need good tension, but I'm happy that the shaping worked well. So in the front you have the shaping at the bottom of the bust, and on the back you have shaping that happens here as you progress, so that there is no bump in the back. Like in the front, this is normal, this is expected because you need space in the front to accommodate for the chest, but in the back you don't have the same rate of increase. So in the back you have increases on the side until you reach the width required for the underarm area. What I will change in the actual pattern is this is a bit small, so I will make it a bit deeper for the actual pattern. And maybe I will make the U shape here a bit narrower, especially for the smaller sizes. You want it to be smaller because otherwise the straps here are a bit too far apart, and then they tend to fall off. But the fit is great, even like this. And I've learned a lot designing this, and I hope that when the pattern is finished you will give it a try, either as a tester or as, you know, a regular customer. Now for whips, I didn't start anything new this month because I have stuff to finish, except for the pink top that I just showed you. I made some progress on this caplet that's very similar to the one I'm wearing in shape, not in stitch pattern. So it's this wide now, and I've reached the spot where I will start rounding off the feather shapes and adding some more details in between them. So you can't see much yet of this because it needs a good blocking. I have this much yarn left, and I hope it will be enough to finish the pattern. So this is one, and if you remember from last month, I showed you half of the color work on this dress. And now the color work is finished, and if you can see, I made a fade using 2 colors. So Melanie suggested in the comments that I alternate the colors, and that was a great idea. That's what I did, and I only used 2 of the colors because I didn't want to repeat the pattern once more because it would be a bit too long. I think one pattern repeat is good enough, so it looks nice, but the problem is that for the skirt I miscalculated how many decreases I should have, and it's too wide, so I have just a few more rows theoretically until the waist, and it's way too big, so I'm gonna have to frog all the way down to here and make the decreases more often. So the idea is for the waist to be as wide as the bust without any ease, so that I can pull this over my head when it's finished. And you can see it's a bit too big. It almost reaches my back, so I will have to decrease it so it will be in the narrowest point this wide. So the reason why I will make this as wide as my bust, well, half of my bust, is because Tunisian crochet isn't very elastic, but actually this fabric is a bit elastic, so I could go even smaller. But for cotton, for example, or some other stiffer yarns, if you don't have an opening, like for a cardigan, for example, you want to be able to pull this over your head. So the narrowest point needs to be as wide as the widest point from the top down, or from the bottom up, depending on how you want to get dressed in the garment. So in my case, this has to be much smaller, and I will have to frog, sadly, but that's life. That's designing. Apparently I miscalculated something, but I checked the gauge and it's the same everywhere, even though the color work usually tends to pull in a bit. It's 15 stitches for 10 centimeters, so I don't know, we'll see. And to continue this project, I will use my new hook. Well, one of my new hooks. I got a set of Tunisian crochet hooks, interchangeable, my first interchangeables, and I made an unboxing video, so if you want to see me unbox these, you will find the video on the channel. I've actually used the 5mm hook until now, and it sticks in the beginning, but then it starts being very smooth. So this one goes with the red Caplet, and this one will go with the dress. And this is the yarn I have for the back of the dress, where I need to do the color work bit. Of course, I won't be able to wear this dress until the next autumn, but that's not a problem. I would rather make it now and grade it and start testing, and then we have it during the autumn, than not doing it. So for next month, my focus will be on finishing this one and writing up the pattern, continuing on the dress, hopefully with more success, publishing the Semper Vivum shawl, which is pretty much finished with testing, so most testers have finished already, and finishing the grading for this simple summer top, because I will be using the shapes that I create for the top here, for the straps, to grade the future patterns as well for summer tops. For example, the one with the peaches that you can see here, and the pink one as well, even though that one will have slightly wider straps. So what I'm doing when grading this stuff is I'm not making symmetrical shapes here. So this part, this is not symmetrical in most sizes, even in this size even. So I'm leaving the neckline about this size for most of the sizes. The smaller sizes have a smaller neckline, and I am mostly changing the underarm part here, because the way these tops work is you have the underarm here, and as you increase in size, your shoulders stay pretty much the same. So the point where the strap hits on your shoulders will be almost the same for most sizes. What you want to do is change this distance, because here at the underarm the body changes, so you need more space here. It would be easier to make it symmetrical, but then the straps would get further and further away from your neck, and that would make the straps fall off. We don't want that. Also, it would make the armhole quite smaller and maybe less comfortable. Main focus is grading this so I can start testing. Well, you can start testing if you are a subscriber. If you're an email subscriber, you will get an email to sign up for testing a very simple project like this one. You don't need to make stripes. You can work it in one color. You can work it in hand-dyed fancy cotton yarn. So this will be the blueprint, just like the sport print sweater was for sweaters, and then grading the next summer tops and start testing. So those are the plans for March. I don't think there are any events that I know of. If you know any events happening in March, let me know. I will not be designing things for Easter and spring and stuff like that, because it's not something I celebrate and I wouldn't know what to design anyway. I'm enjoying this, designing evergreen things that can be used year after year and regardless of a specific holiday. Yeah, I'm enjoying this process. I hope you're enjoying it too. And I hope you will sign up to test the patterns that are coming out soon. That's pretty much it for this month. If you're a patron, make sure you vote for next month's free pattern. As you know, all patrons get one free pattern each month, along with other perks that are specific to patrons. But that's the main attraction. So I make a poll at the end of each month, and you can vote on what pattern you want to get for next month. There's a link in the description if you want to become a patron and support this work and also get a free pattern each month. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog, and I will see you again soon with video tutorials and in 1 month with the next vlog episode. Have a beautiful March. Bye.